Wikipedia defines travel as the movement of people between distant geographical locations. While early travel tended to be slower, more dangerous, and more dominated by trade and migration, cultural and technological advances over many years have tended to mean that travel has become easier and more accessible. A certain form of travel is known as tourism. This form of travel is leisurely and was historically confined to the wealthy classes who would travel to distant parts of the world to see great buildings and works of art, learn new languages, experience new cultures, enjoy pristine nature, and to taste different cuisines. A certain form of tourism is culinary tourism, which is the pursuit of unique and memorable eating and drinking experiences, and is considered a vital component of the tourism experience since dining out is common among tourists. It is this drinking experience that I want to explore here, more specifically, the coffee drinking experience. Hi folks, I'm in this tiny little cafe on a little tiny side street in Budapest. It's called Picnic. Let's see if we can get the sign in there. Picnic Coffee and More. It's lovely. It's got a little outdoor seated area, and I just got myself, it was highly recommended by my cousin, and I got myself a double espresso. And let's take a look at what we got here. And typically good crema that I keep finding everywhere around here. The woman asked if I wanted a light roast or a medium roast, which is the first time I was given that choice. So I asked for medium. As we know, I'm not a light roast fan. So let's see what happens. Nope, afraid not. I'm a dark roast kind of guy. So, but I gave it a try. Yeah, as far as a light roast goes, it's fine, but it's not my thing. Heading to another place that I've heard about down the road, and I passed this place. I couldn't help but stop here. This basically says a homemade strudel, and I'm a big fan of homemade strudel, Hungarian strudel. They make it with phyllo dough, and the fillings are amazing. They even have a savory one made with sauteed cabbage. But I'm this morning, and so I ended up getting one that's kind of a, let's see, it's kind of a sour cherry cream cheese strudel, and I'm really going to enjoy that. I would love to taste it for you in front of the camera, but don't have enough hands. So anyways, it's going to be good, I'm sure. Well, quite the unexpected surprise. It's also warm. If you can see in there, let's see if I can. The place is full. It's tiny, but they actually make it in the back room, which you can actually see. They make the stuff here fresh, and maybe if you can see towards the back there, that's their kitchen. It's amazing. I love this stuff. Here in Miskolc, which is one of the bigger cities in Hungary. I'm on the mall and decided to check in at one of these little coffee shops. The coffee shop I'm at is called Coffee Shop Company. I ordered an espresso to try it, and I want to show you. It has incredible crema, and I can't wait to try it. Let's see what's going on here. I'm gonna put my spoon into it. Look at that. I don't think I can get such a crema with the machines I have back home. But here we go. I'm not going to add anything to it. I'm just going to try it. Incredibly rich. This is a double espresso, and it's delicious. I personally like some sweetener and a little cream in my espresso. Please don't judge me, but it's very good the way it is. The reason I decided to stop here is I went and checked to see what they had, and they had this thing called snickerdoodle cake. Look at that. I can hardly wait to have some, but my cousin is making me an incredible lunch, and I'm not going to ruin my appetite, so I'm going to save that for later. Another thing I want to tell you guys is they have this very, very elaborate menu that, you know, it's all laminated and absolutely wonderful. So much going on in here. Their mission statement, along with the stories about the coffees that they have. But it's funny because it doesn't have a front page or a back page. It just keeps on going, you know, kind of makes you want to leaf through it. I'm very impressed with this company. It's based in Vienna, and someday I hope to go and visit the very first and original one. So I'm heading to my mother's birthplace, a little village known as Putnok, and it's about 42 minutes east of Miskolc, and I'm taking this little tiny 2-car train to her town, her village. Let's take a quick little look inside. Lovely. Brings back memories from my childhood.
Ide a kulcsot, légy szíves, átpik, mert be kell zárni hozzá.
Ati, köszönj! Filmezek!
Szevasz! Ciao! Jó utat!
Folks, here I am at the Tóth Cukrászda, which means Tóth sweet shop, and it's a combination cafe and ice cream parlor. It's really very vibey. They bake their own baked goods here. It's all very cool, and I was just speaking to the owner, and he treated me to an espresso, double espresso, which seems to be the thing that I'm tasting these days, and a zserbo. Zserbo is one of my favorite Hungarian pastries, and let me see if I can show it to you. It is a layered delicacy. It's a cake made from almond or oh, what is it? Or walnut flour. It's got some like raspberry cream on top of the pastry, which is layered, and then some milk chocolate, and then it's covered with milk chocolate, if you can see it. And I'm really excited to try it. It truly is one of my favorites. My mom used to make it. Haven't had it in a while. So let's give it a taste. Here it is. Lovely. Oh, it's perfect. Perfect. Not walnut, hazelnut. I forgot. More about chocolate hazelnut cream and the pastry. How many layers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 layers, I believe. So it's really good. It's delicious. Very happy to have it. And I also have to show you again the crema on the espresso. The double espresso is amazing. I am very impressed, and it looks like it's going to be a winner because it's made from a dark roast. Yup. It's got all the notes that I'm looking for. It's got that savory, smoky flavor, not the sweet and sour flavor that the light roasts tend to give us. Now, I'm not at all opposed to a light roast cup of coffee. I just prefer that an espresso is made from a dark roast. And, this is truly wonderful. And excuse me, I got to get back to my gerbo. The one thing about being in Hungary is you can watch all of your favorite American movies on their TV dubbed in Hungarian. It's freaking weird.
Hanem egy idegen romantikus országban.
London a hibás.
London rossz!
De akkor, amíg itt vagyunk Londonban, addig folytathatjuk, ugye?
Igen, azt hiszem nincs más választásunk.
I'm watching Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock in this film, which I've never seen before, and it's dubbed in Hungarian.
Kínos.
Nem azért, de ti egyre rondábbak vagytok. Tegyétek le a stukkert.
Miért mi? Tedd le te, törpapa.
Mi? Ti nincs a teknőckom állít nekem.
Egyszer 72 óráig fogtam fegyvert valakire, csak mondom. Figyelj, csináljuk, amit mond. Mi? Az lesz a legjobb. Úgyse tudnánk mindent lelőni. Tedd a fegyvert a táskába. Ne csináld ezt, szedezd a pisztolyt. Add neki oda a táskát, add neki oda mindent. A francba és bőrk. Így lehet rá számítani.
Alright, you get the idea. It's freaking weird, and I understand what they're saying. Well, here I am on Lake Balaton, one of my most favorite places on the planet. Lake Balaton is the largest lake in Central Europe and one of the region's foremost tourist destinations. The northern shore of the Balaton, which is mountainous, is known as a major wine region, while the flat southern shore is known for its resort towns. But to me, it has always just been paradise. I spent many summers visiting my relatives in Hungary while growing up, and as I said, my most favorite part of every visit was the time I spent on Lake Balaton. A few towns on Lake Balaton, including Balatonfüred, where I am right now, have long been resort centers for the Hungarian aristocracy. But the construction of railways in the late 1800s opened the lake up to the Hungarian middle class, which increased development along its shores and tourism substantially. However, the post-war boom in the 1950s and the growing Cold War had a much stronger effect. During the 1960s and 1970s, due to focused Hungarian government promotional efforts, the Balaton became a major tourist destination, causing the number of overnight guests in local hotels and campsites to increase from 700,000 in July of 65 to 2 million in July of 75. Lodging and food on the Balaton was relatively affordable for the Eastern Europeans, so the lake attracted many East Germans, Czechoslovakians, Polish, Romanians, Bulgarians, and Yugoslavians. Western Europeans could also visit, making the Balaton a common meeting place for families and friends separated by the Iron Curtain. My father and uncle jumped on this trend and purchased a small cottage 2 short blocks from the lake. They had no trouble renting it out for the majority of the summer, but always saved a week or 2 for our family's enjoyment. There's plenty to do and see around this glorious lake. Tourist attractions include sailing, fishing, various water sports, touring the picturesque countryside, and the historical sites. Oh, and let's not forget the wineries on the north coast and the nightlife on the south shore. Yup, paradise for kids of all ages. The average water temperature during the summer is 77 degrees Fahrenheit, which makes bathing and swimming incredibly enjoyable. The beaches are mostly grass and sand, and the bottom of the lake is soft, smooth silt. The average depth of the lake is 10 feet, with a generous, shallow area right off the shore for bathers to enjoy. The result is nice and warm water by the end of June. Also, apart from a very few exceptions, motorized vehicles are not permitted on the lake, which makes the Balaton peaceful and safe. Oh, and one last thing. The water actually tastes sweet. Here in Szekszád, Hungary, at a place called Kávéháza, and Kávéháza means the coffee house or house of coffee. And I just ordered a double espresso and an apple cake that really cracked me up. The name of it is Everything Free Apple Cake. So I'm sure it's gluten-free, it's vegan, everything free. It's basically air. So here's the wonderful everything free cake, and here's my lovely double espresso, and look at that crema. Once again, crema, which is the most important thing in an espresso, is exceptional here. I really love it. So let me try it and see what it tastes like. Okay, so there are 2 kinds of coffee in the world, 2 kinds of espresso in the world. There's espresso made from light roast and espresso made from dark roast. This is made from light roast, so it's got sweet and sour flavors. I don't like them. I prefer espresso made from a dark roast. So I'm going to struggle through this, but not my favorite. Nope. And then there's the everything free apple cake. Gotta try that. Well, the apple part is good. The pastry part is a little dry, surprisingly. But again, I'll suffer through it. It'll be all right. I'll give it a 7. I am in Szeged, and I'm at the Rök Cukrászda, which means Rök is the name, sweet shop, and they have table service, so I had to place my order. But I want to give you a quick little look around here. Szeged is one of the more important cities in Hungary, and it's a very old city, and they've got this incredible mall here. I'm not actually on the mall, but you know, a large section of town is for walking traffic only, and it's really vibey. I really like this town. So anyways, I couldn't resist. I had to try one of their pastries also. I got myself a slice of their exotic cheesecake. It's called Exotikus Sajttorta. Exotic cheesecake. I'm gonna show that to you now. It's pretty cool. There's multiple layers of stuff. There's a little piece of white chocolate across the top. I'm not sure what the actual cake is made of. More than likely a hazelnut flour base, because they tend to do that around here. And I can't wait to try it. But first, let's talk about the espresso. And the espresso, I'm already disappointed. Not a whole lot of crema on it. I mean, it's got crema, but it's kind of coming apart. It's a weak crema. I don't know if it's light roast or dark roast, but let's give it a go. All right, I would say it's a medium roast. It's certainly not something that I would enjoy drinking. It's got these sweet and sour notes. See, the darker you roast the coffee, the more savory and smoky it becomes. When it's light roasted, you get these sweet and sour notes. Not my idea of a good time. But okay, one more time. Now, let's try this beautiful cake. Oh. Try and get it in one bite. Woo! A layer of lemon in there. It's very light, very creamy. I think this is some sort of a lemon layer, even though it looks like caramel. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that was hazelnut cake. Truly yummy. And there's something mixed into it. I think it's like an apricot jam. So it's truly an exotic cheesecake. Yum! I'm passing on the coffee. I'm gonna eat the cake. Just a little bit more about Szeged. I really love this town. I keep using the word vibey. It really is. There's this giant plaza here, and then 4 or 5 streets that open off of the plaza, and it's all just closed off to cars and vehicles. Maybe some bicycles. I understand that the bicycles aren't even allowed either, but it's all just for pedestrian traffic. It's like a gigantic mall. And down that way, if you've continued down that way, is the river. You can't see it from here, but it's the the Tisa River, and it's beautiful. And they're great restaurants. I highly recommend you coming to Hungary and taking the trip 2 hours south to Szeged. Wonderful spot. This is the Tisa River, and I'm at this wonderful little restaurant here, right beside the river. I'm about to have my favorite fisherman's chowder here in Hungary, in Szeged. And Anthony Bourdain was here about 4 years ago and broadcast, or not broadcast, but filmed a dinner here. I'd already been here, so I was pretty excited that he picked one of those spots that I liked. So here we are. I will type in the name, it's long and I can't remember it. Here, just a little afterthought, I didn't get a good look at the roof here. It's a straw thatched roof. You know, we've heard about them, but have you ever really seen one? There you are. The entire roof is made of straw. Nice, thick, a lot of straw. Very cool, very cool. Look at that. Old school. All right, Szeged, one last try. I'm here at the Virág Cukrászda, which means translated to Virág sweet shop, and Virág means flower. It's apparently one of the oldest sweet shops in Szeged. And once again, lovely Crema. I need a freaking cup of coffee. Okay, all right. It's good. The crema's great, as I said, but the flavor's good too. It's a little weak for espresso, but it's got the richer dark roast qualities that I like, and I'm going to finish this one. It also came with this little cookie. Can't resist dunking it. Not much flavor, but the coffee makes up for it. So, all right, Szeged. You came through in the end.
Nem tud semmilyen nyelven, de azt hiszem, hogy minden ez. Vigyázz, asztal!
Mindenki.
Mindenki!
So there's this company here in Hungary that's actually probably all across Europe. It's called Cafe Fry. It's started by somebody named Thomas Fry, and they've got stores all over Hungary. I know they're in Saudi Arabia, they're in Austria. I don't remember, but in several of the countries here in the EU. And it's this particular one is really rather cool. Look at the walls. The walls are like textured plastic plant stuff. It's really a very interesting place. Kind of reminds me of, where's that, the Jungle Cafe or whatever that they have at certain malls. But they've got pastries from everywhere. They really, really well executed design. I've been to a few of them. This is probably the coolest one I've seen. But in addition to the decor, they focus on coffee from all over the world. They really do a good job. They've got this book that they have everywhere, and I guess you could take a copy home. Maybe you have to buy it. Very extensive stuff. Many pages.
how the drinks are made, where the coffee comes from, coffee history. It's all written in English. I guess it's in Hungarian as well, but my eyes tend to go to the English. They also have a very extensive coffee menu that describes the drinks and how they're made. And, I don't know.
Pretty impressive. And I did ask, and apparently the espresso is made from a dark roast. So let's see. I can't really get a good look at the crema, but it's a decent crema. And there you go. Well done. It's a dark roast. It's got all the right notes. Kind of smoky, savory, not sweet and sour, which I just don't like. So here we are, Cafe Fry. Thumbs up. And sometimes you come across something you just can't explain, like a statue of Peter Falk and his dog. Why? Hi folks. So I've been traveling around Hungary now for about 2 weeks and exploring the little cafe scene here and doing little taste tests for you, but sometimes, you know, just a regular pour over from my favorite place really does the trick. And today, I just have to say, all I really want is a cup of my own French roast and a little taste of home. Sometimes that's all you need. Well, all vacations must come to an end, and here I am at the Budapest International Airport getting ready to leave, and I'm tempted to stop and try some coffee here at Costa Coffee, which is a smaller chain here in Hungary. But you know what? It would really suck if the best cup of coffee I had on my entire trip would be here at the airport when I'm leaving. So I'm gonna pass. And I'll see you all at home.